Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to the grand final of the Hairy Bash tournament, the first ever Hairy Bash for 2014. And yes, these two best Zerg players in the tournament so far have knocked aside all of their Protoss opponents, and in Pig's case, his Zerg opponent, Fenner, in the quarterfinal, and have made it through to the grand final. And now we're going to be seeing an epic best of 5 ZvZ. So let's start introducing the players. Up the top right side of the map, it is going to be Pig. He is from Team Exile 5 and also from Australia, and he is definitely one of the best players in this tournament. He's actually one of the players that actually qualified for the WCS North America Challenger League. And very good stuff on him, so definitely awesome. And his opponent up the top left side, it is going to be Petraeus. Petraeus, of course, is from the United States, plays for Root Gaming, which is an extremely awesome team. And yes, both players, yeah, I mean, they've come a long way. So Petraeus first went off against Arthur in the quarterfinals, beat him, I think he beat him 2-0. I'll just move back and actually check out the games. But yes, did beat him 2-0 with some very nice play. And then in the semi-finals, went up against Sage, another Protoss player. Had a little bit tougher of a time, but still managed to take it out 3 games with some very nice Ling play. It was Ling Infesta plus Ultras, and then it was Muta Ling with some extra Corruptor stuff in there. So pretty awesome. And we can see he's actually going for a pull first build in this, so quite an early pull. Just now getting the hatchery, and he's going to be able to do some very nice early pressure. And the Overlord is going to be able to scout it straight away, sees the pull coming down. And yes, so Pig knows exactly what is coming, and he's just going for normal hatch pull sort of placement. And yes, he'd be a little bit worried now that there's going to be some fast Lings out there. Do have the gas only just starting up, so there's not going to be any insanely fast Ling speed. But still, early Lings, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to pay off for Petraeus going for the really early pull, because by the time he gets over there, there'll probably be some Queens up, so it's not really going to help him too much. But anyway, let's talk about Pig for a second. The quarterfinal, he faced off against Fenner, and he's definitely got some very hardcore ZvZ experience so far in this tournament. Managed to beat him in 2 games though, with some great Muta play, with some great Baneling Ling play early on in the first game. And here we go, the first Ling's coming out, just going to be having a bit of fun and trying to do some micro. Yeah, sort of working, not quite. And yes, in the semi-finals, Pig faced off against Blisk and just took him out in 2 games, just going for an insane amount of Zerg air. There were Corruptors and Broodlords, there were Mutas, there was everything all over the place. He actually took it to some really long games, so quite exceptional play there from Pig. And now it's going to come down to the ZvZ, so we can expect quite a few games with a lot of early play, just really hitting each other really early. These guys, yeah, he's doing alright. There have been some early aggression, not a lot. We can see Petraeus winding up the Baneling's nest, so that is going to be some very early pressure he's going to put on Pig. Pig hasn't really got much. He's going for the Roach Warren and pumping down a Spine Crawler early on, which is going to be exceptionally good for keeping away the Banelings, because of course you've got 4 or 5 Banelings rolling in. You want as much as possible to be able to kill those Banelings before they get to the worker line, and without your own Banelings, if you're going for something like Roaches, it takes a lot longer to actually get stuff going. These Lings finally should get taken out. One of them does make it onto the creep, but should get taken out by the Queen. It doesn't have a lot of health, but it is going to get a full scout off. So great job there by Petraeus to get that scout off. A bunch of Lings coming out for Pig. Just going to be running across. I don't think they're really planning to do much. There is a Spine Crawler over there, so they're not going to be able to do a lot. They could, however, see this Baneling though, and I do not know if... No, he has not. Pig has not scouted the Baneling nest yet. So he definitely knows about the Banelings now though. He's definitely seen them, and that is something he's going to have to deal with. But Petraeus is not quite pushed extremely hard, and we do have a couple of Roaches out already on the map, so instantly the Banelings without speed can be quite easily intercepted by the Roaches, and hopefully should be able to take out a fair amount of them. And of course the Roaches are so bulky that they can survive, I think, 1 or 2 baneling hits. And yes, the constantly aggression from Petraeus, though, really wants to get that up-to-date scouting going. And he's actually just scouted this third base coming down from PiG. So PiG showing he's not afraid to go out and get that early gold on his early third base. And Petraeus, now is his time to push out with a lot of banelings and start doing some damage. But it looks like he's actually going for roaches as well. So choosing to go for a mass amount of roaches to sort of even up with PiG, apart from just going for the mass baneling sort of really early game incursion, trying to just wipe him out, take out a ton of workers at the very least. Decided not to do that, decided to go for a lot of roaches, and now it's just a roach versus roach battle. But of course, PiG did have the earlier roach warren, but he hasn't built up a larger amount of roaches. He's starting to. Look at this, 12 roaches coming out for him now, so he's starting to get a lead. He's 12 over 7, but 4 more coming out for Petraeus and 6 more coming out for PiG. So PiG does have a bit of an advantage, but Petraeus going for this gold expansion, going for his own gold. And it looks like PiG is just a little bit further ahead right now. Worker numbers, they're pretty much the same, but I think army-wise, PiG is definitely ahead. There's only 2 banelings in Petraeus' army, not really enough to sort of tip the balance too much. So yeah, I think PiG in quite a good position so far in this game. Going to be putting out a spine crawler out there, just to protect that gold base as well. But the roaches are going to take this out really fast. And Petraeus actually choosing to engage at this point. He might have enough. PiG is having a lot of trouble trying to get that nice concave. He's not really getting it done. He's not in a good position to get it done. Trying to fight back both players. One weapons is nearly done for both players, but it looks like Petraeus, just with a slightly better position, has managed to take out a ton of roaches, and even Lings harassing the retreating roaches. So if you have a look here, we got 12 versus 25. Petraeus definitely taking a nice early lead in this game, and suddenly, with some great micro and some great tactics there, Petraeus choosing to fight at the correct location, even getting a spine crawler out in the middle of nowhere to help his defense. Turned it around, and now he's in an excellent position, and I think he will definitely take this game. He's just got so many more roaches right now. Just did such good, fighting. I mean, the army exchange was just so good, and even though PiG had a sort of good concave there, he just doesn't have the forces. The third base is going to go down, and not much that PiG can do about that. The roaches have the high ground here, so they're just going to destroy everything. And I don't think PiG could do anything. So there we go. GG for PiG. Just having to give the good GG for game number 1. And a very nice early victory for Petraeus. And here we're going to be moving on to game number 2. So really awesome. But I don't think that PiG is going to go down 0-3. I think he is going to come back. And we will see exactly how this series goes, so stay tuned for that. We'll check out game 2 in just a sec. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.